I didn't actually test to see if I was in focus. To see if I was all well centered and everything. Hello, welcome to the Silver Lining, the weekly geekly talk show where we discuss whatever is going on in the past week and in the current state of affairs and what's going on, everybody. My name is Greg, aka Uncle Silver. Sick intro, Greg. Yeah, it was a little improvised there. We normally go live before the title screen so we can test all that stuff out, but we didn't do that today. Pretty sure all the info that came yesterday was supposed to be. Oh yeah. I have the title for today's episode. I did want to talk a little bit about the direct, the lack of direct, and all of that stuff going on. But hey, Joey, E0, Suave, Phil, Sean, what's going on? All right. Oh crap, I forgot my water. All right, I'm gonna have to dry mouth this one. Yeah, okay, so we're all up and everything. I hope you guys had a good week. I know here it was still hot, but today is the first day that it was supposed to be like 81 degrees today, which is functional. And I got in my car after work and it was 88. So not super cool, but it kind of cooled down a little fast. So I think we're finally past. I hope we're past the worst part of it. I know, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to hail hydrate today. I normally even have like a random bottle of water here, and I don't even have that. But yeah, I hope everybody was having a good week. I hope you get a good weekend coming up. California is at 100. Unpleasant. And the worst thing about California is that it very rarely rains there. So it's not like they're going to get some reprieve. Because that's what happens here. Whenever it's really hot, the cooler weather usually rolls in with rain. It almost never just gets cool. Like there's always rain and then it gets cool and then it just kind of stays cool. Rox, you didn't miss anything. We pretty much, well, we're almost sort of started here. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted your opinion on something. But first we're going to talk about, unfortunately, what happened in Japan. Japan had a very bad earthquake, and I know there was some lost life, and there was some lots of damage. So I do. It's a cliche at this point, but I do hope everybody is thinking about them, and if anything comes up where you can send any kind of support their way, I would absolutely encourage you to do so. Because of that, that actually changed some things. On Thursday, there was supposed to be a Nintendo Direct, and the Direct was postponed in lieu of all of that happened, which is fantastic. That is totally the right move to do. I won't get into this really fast, but apparently there were some people online who were saying things along the lines of they shouldn't have had to cancel it and all that stuff. What I saw were way more people complaining about those people. I never actually saw anybody other than pictures that were linked actually complaining about that. Like the vast majority of people were saying that it was unfortunate and they made the right move. But that I feel that's good. I feel that's a good thing that that is the vast majority of people, because yes, that is absolutely the right move for them to do. That being said, what I found was very interesting was that there, believe it or not, Rock, there are a lot of things in life more important than video games, like Twitch streams. The weird, the not funny thing, but not even odd thing, because I can't even say that. One issue that's come up though is that a lot of the times with these directs, like third or fourth, E0, I know they will, but it's never. If your friend if your friend gets hurt by somebody, if your friend is one of those people who gets in a bad relationship and then they end up getting hurt in a relationship, when it happens the third and fourth time, you would never say to them, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna worry about you because you're just gonna get better again." Like you still send your love and support. You still look out for ways to help people because they will easily get back to where they were as a society, a society as a whole. But there are a lot of individuals out there who are now going to be struggling with this. You know, there are the small pockets of people who, when they restore power to these places, there are always small pockets of people who are left for an extended period of time without power. Obviously, there are the people who lost their lives and the families of those people who they can fix everything that's broken tomorrow, but you can't fix that. So there's still love and support that needs to go out to those people. You know, yes, the damage, the buildings, the roads, the things can be fixed, but the people are people are something that break in a way that sometimes can't be fixed and needs a lot more support. Like subscribing to my Twitch channel. So yeah, what's interesting though is that a lot of these directs are usually tied to special information and special events that happen as the direct rolls on. You know, Salty Panda is going pretty good. You know, there's always a direct, and then at the end of the direct, the demo will be live right after this direct is over. Or, you know, these announcements will be going out right as the direct ends. And it looks like they didn't cancel a lot of those ahead of time. I mean, obviously because it was last minute. You know, the direct, the time that passed when the direct should have happened passed, and then the demo went up. And then we started getting notifications about games that are coming out. There were posts that were put up on Nintendo's Twitter page. Yoshi, the name of the new Yoshi game was leaked because the game went up on websites and was taken down immediately. And from what I understand, it was around the time that the direct should have happened, but it got out. It immediately got out. So the name of I won't say it here. I mean, it's not really a big spoiler or anything, but I still won't say it here. But that got out before they could stop it. You know, and I wonder if it's just because the direct was canceled so soon before it. I mean, it was announced the day before, so it everything happened so fast that it's no surprise that kind of happened. But it is interesting to see that happened. Mega Man demo was nice. I downloaded the Mega Man demo though, but I haven't actually played it yet. I downloaded it last night into this morning. Like, I set it up to download and then I went to bed, and then I got up and I went to work. I wasn't gonna play it at work because I can't focus as much at work as I want to. So then I came home and I had to just take care of some things, and we're now streaming. Game feels like it's 2 stages long in one. Okay. And just a heads up, I don't know how the stream is going to go today. I got the new battery. I put the new battery in my laptop, I should say. This battery is holding a charge. The last battery stopped holding a charge, even though it said it was full. Like, I would unplug my laptop and I'd have about 5 minutes before it died on me. This one holds the charge, but my power is like, it's disconnecting and reconnecting really fast. But the laptop is set up so that when it's disconnected, it uses it's in like a lower power mode. I think that shifting between power is what's been screwing up the stream. So we'll see what happens with this. Is that rain on your end? I've got an air conditioner on. I don't know if that's what you're hearing. Yeah, so many paid. Yeah, fast cancellation is sure to screw things up. There's no question of that. With all that out of the way, I don't know if they've rescheduled the direct. Somebody mentioned the other day the 9th, but I haven't been able to find anything about that. So if there's any news about them rescheduling the direct, you know, we'll get that out there, and then we will If it's at a good enough time, I doubt we'll live stream it. I really don't expect there to be a whole lot of stuff that's going to blow me away as far as reacting and talking about it, because they did mention 3DS stuff, and that's just going to annoy me. Yeah, it's probably what I'm hearing. Yeah, it just sounds a lot like me. Okay, I apologize then. Let's. I don't know if I can tweak. I wouldn't even know how to tweak my levels here. Yeah, you're right. You were the one that said it. Yeah, I haven't actually been able to find anything that actually says that it's the 9th. Spectre Salmon, Nintendo had every right to. Oh, yeah. See, and it's Spectre, and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Everyone else's reaction to the delay is stupid, but I haven't actually seen anybody react that way. All I've seen were people react to that reaction. I haven't actually seen anybody do that. Some people posted pictures from Nintendo's page, but it every time I see people posting pictures of the negative posts, it's like the same three. It's just very interesting. Well, I don't mind. It's very interesting. It's sort of like when Twilight was a thing, and there were people who loved Twilight, and then there were people who complained about the people who loved Twilight. They were like 100 to 1. I heard people complaining about Twilight way more than I ever heard people. The people that I knew that loved it, other than like the 12-year-old girls, that, oh my god, Adrian. Other than that, most people were like, yeah, they were good. They were all right. You know, they didn't freak out about it. But yeah, like 100 to 1, I heard, oh my god, it's stupid. It's like, okay, fine. Do you think it's stupid? Yeah, perfectly fine with the Nintendo. Yeah. Like I said, there are things more important. Yeah, and I don't think anybody here denies that. Yeah, just don't watch it then. All right, so what I wanted to talk about today, besides the direct, I mean, I had originally planned to just talk about the direct, but I know that's that's not going to happen. I mean, we talked about what we were going to talk about with the direct. I know a couple of games came out. I know Spider-Man came out, and everybody, people are kind of excited about that. And it's Spider-Man. I've never been a giant fan of Spider-Man. Mega Man, the demo came out, which I want to play, and I'm hearing it's really good. I did misdirect. I did, however, see a clip, and I am not happy that when Mega Man, I play rating with a party of 3. Welcome, iPlayers. Welcome, and thank you for the booty time. # booty time. I remember going to see Twilight when it came back. I thought it was going to be a badass vampire movie. About 5 minutes in, I heard booty time. What's going on, guys? Yeah, I saw Mega Man when he jumps through the door into the boss's room. You jump and you don't glide into the room. He drops down to the ground and walks into the room. I was not happy with that. Expecting a vampire horror movie. E0, I think I read those books before. I might have read them before. I don't know when. I didn't read them before the first movie came out. I don't think so anyway. I might have. I read them. They were good. Too much plessy. Yeah. I didn't like that Mega Man. You jump through the doors. That's what Mega Man does. You jump through the doors, and the door, and he goes across, and then you start the boss fight. I did not like that he dropped to the ground and walked across. I had a real problem with that. It's making me very handsy. Yeah, it upsets me, but I mean, Spectre. Obviously, I'm not throwing things across the room. Yeah, when you transition, there you go. Oh, you can jump through the screen when it's not a door, but it has to be a door. The door to me is the best one. You know why the door to me is the best one? Because the boss is on the other side. And from the boss's perspective, you, instead of just walking through a door, you busted through ready to shoot. That's more fun to me. 'Cause, you know, when you transition, there you go. Oh, you can jump through the screen when it's not a door, but it has to be a door. The door to me is the best one. 'Cause you know why the door to me is the best one? Because the boss is on the other side. And from the boss's perspective, you, instead of just walking through a door, you busted through ready to shoot. That's more fun to me. and paying 40 extra euros for a GameCube adapter that you already have. Prof, what's going on? If you throw things across the room, will they glide? Yeah, and that's the problem, Prof. If I throw things across the room and they hit a door, they're just going to drop before they pass through the doorway, and that's not okay. All right, no, I did want to ask you guys for some help, though. Realistically, this probably isn't going to happen just because the money that it would cost, I would rather use for other things. I like tattoos. I actually really like tattoos, but I don't have a lot of them. They're very expensive. Actually, that's really it. They're very expensive. Like, I wish I could say that they're expensive and they're time consuming and they're this and that and that and this. Realistically, they're expensive, and if money wasn't an issue, I would have a lot more tattoos. I don't worry about the professionalism aspect of it because I don't plan on getting tattoos on my face. I have 2 tattoos on the backs of my hands, and it's never really been much of an issue. I love tribal tattoos. I love colorful tattoos. I like big colorful tattoos. I have like the Puerto Rican flag on my leg with my old nickname. I'm really not a big fan of tattoos. Not really my thing. I think there has to be good reason to get one. Like so. Well, that's the thing, Sean. There are a lot of people out there who get tattoos. Like, this looks cool, I'm gonna get it. And then there's the people who use tattoos as a way to tell you their life. I think the people who are really hardcore about getting important tattoos would love to show you their tattoos and say, I got this because, that's important. I agree with you. Yeah, I think the face tattoo thing, and you see all of that stuff, I think that's ridiculous. I'm not a fan of it. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. I hate to say that it's ridiculous because you can do whatever you want, but personally, I think that there is a point where you have to look at it and say, that's kind of a problem. Don't get tattoos on forearm. See, the forearms thing, I don't know, because on the forearm, I like sleeves, but I don't know if I want a tattoo that comes all the way to my wrist. Especially, I love tattoos, especially sleeves. You're asking the wrong guy. Well, Rox, then stick around, Rox. You might learn something about some of your fellow chatters here. My opinion, I don't think tattoos are worth it. It depends, Flipnote, it depends on what you're looking for when you get a tattoo. If you want to get a tattoo because you want to look cool, just wear cooler clothes. If you want to get a tattoo because it says something about your life, and see, this is how I look at tattoos. I would love to get sleeves, my left arm being Mega Man and my right being a cast of bread. See, I like that. This is how I feel. I feel like tattoos are a lot like marriage. When you're with somebody, when you are with your significant other, and you want to spend your life together, realistically, you could just spend your life together. You don't have to get married. There doesn't have to be any kind of ceremony. If you just spend your life together, you're together. Other than the legal aspects of it, which apparently, if you're married, if you're living together for longer than 7 years and you are in a relationship, you're considered like legally married, like common law married. So it's kind of like a marriage where if you're in a relationship and you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, you can just spend the rest of your life with this person. Getting married, the act of getting married has a certain, and I know that it doesn't, I know that because you can get divorced and annulment and stuff, but the idea of getting married has almost a sense of permanence to it, where you are now locked in a commitment with this person. And if that sounds scary to you, then you're with somebody who you shouldn't be getting married with. When you finally do get married, hopefully it's the one time, you should be with somebody who the idea of being locked in that commitment with is a good thing. It makes you smile to know that this person is there with you all the time. That's kind of what tattoos are like. The things that you go through in your life are going to be there with you. They are a part of your life. You can buy things. Obviously I love video games, so I buy video games and I have them here. They're going to be a part of my life. But the idea of getting them tattooed on me is almost like it's like locking in my commitment to these things and solidifying both to myself and to others who see those tattoos the importance of those things. Someone can say, oh my God, I love Zelda. I've been playing Zelda games since I was a kid. You know, I love Zelda. I have a bunch of the games. And you can say, oh, okay. And when they pull up their sleeve and they show you a full Zelda tattoo of Link throughout the ages, you know, different versions, 8-bit Link, 16-bit Link, you know, Ocarina Link, they show you all these different Links. You would say, holy crap, the amount that this person loves Zelda exceeds even what you thought 5 seconds before you saw that tattoo. They could tell you that they own everything Zelda, and when you see that tattoo, there is a sense of the magnitude at which they love something goes up. From the person's perspective, they like it because they like to tell that story. I like to tell that story. You know, I more and more times, I have gotten into situations where I talk to people and they, you know, oh, what do you do for fun and what do you do to hang out? Like, and I say, like, I talk about video. You know, I start talking about video games. You know, I've been playing video games for a long time. You know, I go into it basically. I like the idea of somebody being able to look at my arm or my leg and say, oh man, that guy loves video games immediately. And then, and then more specifically, to look at my tattoos and say, even as a gamer, for a gamer to look at me and say, that guy loves Metroid, that guy loves Zelda. You know, I like that. I like that idea. I like, you know, we wear funny, for most geeks, I think most of us wear t-shirts with graphics on them. We wear funny, they have funny jokes, or they're games that we like, or the franchises that we like. And the reason we do that is because we like for people to see immediately what we're into. You know, we could be walking down the street and somebody could look at your t-shirt and say, and I've had this happen. I have the N7 t-shirt, which if you don't know what N7 is, you don't know what Mass Effect is. So I've been walking down the street in like the supermarket or just going to the store or something and had people say, oh dude, I love Mass Effect. Immediately. And I like that. It's always a cool feeling, like, hey, what's going on, brother? You know, it's a great feeling. So I like that tattoos have the ability to tell your bits of your life story that you want people to know. And I like that. And so because of that, I really enjoy them. Oh wait, here we go. Let's sorry, I got way too into it, and I've been missing some stuff here. As a Christian, I'm a sucker for the religious one. See, a religious one, and I've heard people like, oh, the funny thing, Rye, is I've heard people say, as a religious person, I don't believe in tattoos, and it's like, I don't know. There are a few religions that completely restrict them for religious reasons, but it's a great way to show your love. In spiritual sense, your body is a temple, which you shouldn't mark it. Or your body is a temple and you should adorn it with things that you like. Rocky Bear, think about your bedroom and your place where you have video games and stuff. If you like it, by that standard, your room should look cold and sterile, and everything should be locked in cabinets that nobody can see. But what do you do when you like your room? What do you do when you like your space? You decorate it. You decorate it with statues and figures and things like that, with wall scrolls and posters and stuff. You treat your
take my money.
Hey, holy smokes, Ace Trainer, thank you so much for the donation. Wow, can't remember the last time I had a donation, dude. Thank you so much for that. Hey, that's money towards the tattoo or money towards my new plug for my laptop. You know, we take the things that we like and we treat them with respect. See, that's the difference. A lot of people think that if you get a tattoo, you're disrespecting your body. I think you're adorning your body with something that you really like. I think it's more of a disrespect to your body to eat bad foods and to treat your body recklessly and do things that you know, to drink alcohol, to smoke cigarettes and do drugs. I think that is disrespecting your body way more than a tattoo ever would. I would love to get sleeves. My left arm being Mega Man. We were marked by our experiences, so people get a tattoo to remind themselves of what happened and the lessons they learned. I don't agree with that. That's okay, Sean, and that's okay. It's okay to disagree with it. My problem is when you start to disregard the value of others because of it, and that is a running theme with my entire life. You are allowed to believe and feel whatever you want to believe and feel. My problem is when you start to disregard the value of other human beings strictly on your beliefs. Dad has a tattoo of our last name on his arm, but me personally, I'm not a big fan of tattoos or needles for that. That's what stops a lot of people is the pain. I'm gonna say something kind of creepy, Rocks. That pain is addictive. I have some cash saved for a tattoo. I'm waiting for my visa to go to a professional place. Sometimes I wonder if I'm too dark for Rye, a lot of the time they will recommend certain kinds of tattoos with certain colors that stand out. Look into getting white ink outline tattoos. Depending on how dark you are, I've heard sometimes that actually works out really well. Registered partnership is kind of important for a lot of legal. Now I can imagine getting a divorce with a tattoo. Well, Spectre, there is divorce with a tattoo. It's called the laser. Push your comments for pushing at the comments for pineapple pizza. I'm gonna jump ahead here because it looks like I missed a lot of them. Marriage was the gift of proving a man and a woman could come together as one. The reward to that was sex. A woman trust a man enough for him to a child will be created who represents them. Yeah, right. Remember, we know that's not the way it's been for a while. Complete back piece. See, Sean, you like it. You like it. You say you like that back piece. You like the idea of it. It's not about. And that's a big thing with tattoos. It's not about just getting something. It's about getting something that's meaningful to you, because if you don't do that, yes, you will regret it. But if you get something that is meaningful to you, you will never regret it. I mean, I have hand tattoos, and I've seen people look at them every once in a while, and they're just quick symbols. They're just small symbols, but they mean something to me. They mean heaven and earth. And that has value to me. The idea is that the realms that these two things represent are within reach. That's why I wanted them near my hands. Not worth it to me. I don't want to be stuck with something on me. I may never feel for down the road. Oh, Mendez, that's why you wait. That's also why I'm not a huge fan of getting tattoos when you're younger, because I don't feel like there's a good possibility that you haven't had enough of the experiences necessary to make a tattoo valuable. So we're gonna my dad only has a tattoo of a last name. Oh yeah. I saw that. Say what you will about pineapple pizza, but I honestly think anchovy is way worse than pineapple on a pizza. Earth fist and heaven fist. Oh God, so don't remind me of Rafa and Malik, the most boring characters. It's not that I don't like fish, right? Because I actually haven't liked fish ever really. I used to when I was a kid. I'd eat like fish sticks and stuff. We've talked about this with I'm a picky eater, and I don't really like fish. I don't like seafood, like shellfish and stuff. I have started eating salmon. My problem with anchovies is that for whatever reason they stink to high hell. Anchovies stink so bad that if you get a pizza with half anchovies, the smell permeates the cheese half, and the whole pizza's ruined. And I've had that happen before. I've had it where I've had the cheese pizza, and they're like, "Oh no, it's fine. It just a little bit touched it. You just get rid of that." And I've eaten the rest of the slice. Like, this is awful. Like, I was starving, so I ate it. Like, this is not good. Yeah, I wasn't raised on eating fish. So I never did. Yeah, my mom used to try. My father used to fish a lot, and I used to like fish sticks and everything, and they were okay. And I don't know if I ever said this before. I choked once on a fish bone that was still in the fish, and it wasn't like Heimlich maneuver, but I did feel my air sort of like it hurt because the bone was in there and it was kind of sticking me and it kind of hurt, and I started choking and I got it out, but from then on I just would not eat fresh fish. But I finally got into I tried salmon a few months ago. I wanted to finally start eating it because I know that it's very good for you, and it's actually it has grown on me. We'll say that. Pizza with jalapeno. Fish is a source of vitamin D. It's also a source of omega oils or something, omega-3 oils or something. But yeah, so like I've been wanting a tattoo. Like I said, sushi I'm not a big fan of just because now you're not even talking about fresh fish, you're talking about raw fish. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Your tattoos tell me that. See, and I like that, Rox, and I like that it immediately says that. When I tell people about that, most of the time when I tell people about that, people are very much like, oh, that's actually really super cool. Like they're not gang tattoos or anything. Hey, Edgy Schmo. So I've been wanting one for a while, and I was talking to Aunt Gold the other day, and she was talking about getting one, and she's got several. And I said, like, yeah, I would love to get one at some point. Like, just kind of half joking, but half, like, I would like to get one at some point again. And she said, like, we're just waiting for you to say what you want. And I said, like, unfortunately, the things that I want, they always cost a lot of money. So she said to try and figure out what I would want, and we'll try and get costs for it. And I said, like, I don't know. I don't know what I would want or where I would want it. I've always liked the idea of back tattoos, and I always thought they looked great, but I want to be able to see it. Like, I want to see my tattoo. So I'm actually thinking, like, here, and then the short sleeve, basically, the one that actually stops right at your short sleeve. And I want to, not only do I want to see it, I don't like taking my shirt off in public. That's mostly just an uncomfortability thing. It's partially because of my weight, but even when I was losing the weight a lot and I had lost a ton of weight, I still didn't feel comfortable taking my shirt off. Triforce on your butt. Yeah, I'll get the Triforce tramp stamp. But I was trying to think of like what I would want. And I don't, there's so many choices. Like I'm pretty sure I would want video games more than anything. Triforce on. Salty, I would get Triforce on my ass if someone paid for it with a lot more money to spare. Yeah, I would need to see a lot in order for me to do that. The Vic Viper, I love the Vic Viper. What I was thinking, at least if you get the tattoo, would you still be good financially? Rocky, we would still be good financially. It's just I think of the money that would go into it, and there are other things that I would want, but they are also things that I just want. It's not like if I got a tattoo, we couldn't pay the electric bill, or we'd have to eat very light for a month. I would get a tattoo, or I could buy a new lighting rig for in here, which I don't need, but I wouldn't mind having. I could get a tattoo, or I could order a Stream Deck. I don't need it, but I would. They're kind of lateral moves. So it becomes a question of just which one do I happen to want more at the time. Ooh, the Lord British. Pin up a Princess Peach. Gangster SpongeBob. Our tattoo. Mendez tattoos can be very expensive, especially when you want really good ones. I have seen a lot of the time what happens is people get them in stages, though. Also, because of the pain factor, after a while it does wear on some people. Some people more than others. But also the money factor. A tattoo, a full blown. I remember back when I was actually looking what a full back tattoo would cost, and it was something like $1,500. But that's not all up front. That's a couple $100, and then they do some outlines, and then a couple $100, and they do some more outlines, and then a couple $100, and they do some shading. Like it was since you have to get the tattoo in stages, you were paying for it in stages. Yeah, I have a buddy that has over $4,000 in a tattoo. Get a tattoo of that derpy dinosaur thing. Derp, what do you Derp? Oh my God, Derp, would you appreciate a being tattooed on? Oh my God, dude, Derposaurus tattoo. Wow. Yeah, I know he is my mascot. He's my little mascot. He's my what the hell is he? It's not Pteranodon. What? Hold on. Yeah, I don't remember what kind of dinosaur he is. Dinosaurs. It looks kind of like a Spinosaurus. Hold on, let me see here. I'd say he's a Spinosaurus, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say he's a Spinosaurus. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Come over here, Derp. Yeah, Spinosaurus. Oh my god, a tattoo of Derposaurus. How amazing would that be? He would be representative of a lot of the fun of Too Many Games, of the memories that I have for Too Many Games. Siberian Ninja, what's going on? Yeah, that would be great. I know that as far as game franchises, I would absolutely love Metroid. Whether it, I think I would love a Metroid. Whether or not I would also love Samus, I don't know, but I know that I would absolutely love a Metroid. They're fish eaters. Well, they are winged, and I gotta do the same. I gotta learn to eat fish like my buddy Derp here. With my washer and dryer. Oh no, that's Sean. That's because my washer and dryer are in the room with us right now. Yeah, I know I would love a Metroid tattoo on the brain. Metroid has a shoulder pad right here. And I know I would want something from Zelda. Most likely, probably a Triforce. My reasoning is that those two original games taught me lessons for, and again, it's going to sound hokey and it's going to sound cheesy and very after school specially, but that's sort of why. See, okay, I'll tell you why not Mario, because Mario, I love Mario and I love the platforming games and all of that, but Mario taught me to run to the right. That's what Mario taught me, to jump, and Mario taught me how I hit jump. Zelda, especially the first one, Zelda taught me the value of exploration. And this isn't just in video games. The reason I want these two franchises represented is because they are life lessons for me. Zelda taught me the value of exploration. Zelda taught me the value of, don't just do what's at face, take it for what's at face value. Don't just do it and go. Don't go from A to B. Figure out where you are at A. Figure out where B is, and then go everywhere else that you can before you get to B. And when you finally do get to B, you will have learned so much more than probably anybody was expecting. And that's sort of what Zelda taught me. Zelda taught me you have to collect these 8 pieces, and then they're in these 8 labyrinths. Okay, I could go into the cave and I can get my sword, and then I can walk over to the first labyrinth and go and get my first Triforce piece. Or I can explore, I can find hearts, I can gather weapons, I can figure out where everything else is. And then by the time I get to the first labyrinth, I am so much stronger and better than the game was probably intending for me to be. And that's a life lesson for me. That is a lesson for me to look at a situation and say, all right, rather than just jump into the situation, look around, try and figure out more about what's going on, explore, understand. And then when it's finally time to do that thing, you will hopefully be so much better for it. You know, in the broad sense of the it's not the destination, it's the journey. You know, expand the journey, and your destination will be more valuable. That's sort of what Zelda taught me. Metroid, my biggest, and I apologize for missing the chat. I'm just kind of thinking about this. Metroid, one of the biggest things that Metroid taught me, in Metroid, I loved the exploration. I got a lot of that exploration, the same kind of exploration lesson I got from Zelda, I did get from Metroid. For me, one of the biggest things that happens in Metroid is when you finish the game and the manual talks about Metroid, he's just Samus, and Samus, he did that, Samus, he did this. And when you get to the end, you find out that it is a female, that you've been playing a female character this whole time. Metroid taught me to not take things at face value, to look at something in a way that you probably were not expecting to look at it. And you will see more value in it. You will learn something better. You will learn something maybe about yourself, maybe about the world around you, rather than just when somebody says something to you, question it. Think about how it would work a different way. Evaluate and reevaluate, and in the end, still don't expect anything. And you may be pleasantly surprised at what life brings you. That's sort of what Metroid taught me with that, especially with that reveal. And that's why, for me, those two franchises are I would love for them to be represented in some way. Let's go up a little bit. In front of I had the guy in the cover of Borderlands fighting Big Daddy from BioShock. A Metroid holding a Triforce. I actually thought of the Triforce with a Metroid on it, like sucking on it. An old man holding up Samus's arm cannon. Oh yeah, I dig that. The right arm of destruction from Full Metal Alchemist, or you could get the dragon arm from the character from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Dark Souls taught me to get good. Tattooing the dark sign on your chest. Persona 5 taught me how to see things. Oh, but Rox, you'll never see it coming. Uncle, what's going on? What's going on, Lizard? I mean, I'm Uncle, but I was reading what you said. Actually, I'm sorry. What you said was Umvul. I have a tattoo. What's your tattoo of? Metro also taught me that the harder I work, the less clothes women wear. Suave. A good lesson's a good lesson, man. My pest control guy, actually, and that works the other way too. So let's be honest here. You know, you can get your fellas to take some clothes off. I know I don't like wearing pants. My pest control guy actually told me residents kill lizards, and the guy was fine. you know they eat bugs, right? Yeah. Vagina tattoo. Or maybe a Metroid. What the hell was that noise? I just heard a weird noise. Metroid with a Triforce inside of it. Well, the Metroids have the three like things inside of it, like the meatballs in them. Maybe I can make those Triforce. I pooted it in Discord. Yeah. Oh, is that your tattoo? Hang on, let me actually click. I have Discord open. I actually have it open this time. What is that from? I posted it. There we go. Pooted it. But yeah, I think I wanted to get like your input, what you thought of that, what you thought about just tattoos in general. Well, I mean tattoos in general, but geeky tattoos. You know, I think a lot of the time, you know, I always compare geeky love to sports love. I think that people who love sports are just sports geeks. I think that they're geeky for something different. When I get meta and tattoo of someone getting a tattoo, oh my god, you know what I would do? I would sit down and tell the guy to like pretend he's tattooing me, have someone take a picture of that, and get that as a tattoo, but then large enough so that the tattoo he's doing is of us. You know what I mean? Like when you get the image of the image and it makes like the mirror effect that goes down into it. Sports ball. Prof, there. I still would love to see it, but I haven't actually. I don't think anybody sells it anymore. There was a T-shirt that Think Geek used to sell that was a guy hitting a baseball and it says touchdown. I see. I still want a Castlevania tattoo. Yeah, Castlevania. I love the idea of Castlevania, but Castlevania, while I loved the franchise and loved the franchise, was never. I don't remember playing Castlevania and being profoundly altered in any way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember drawing any life lessons from Castlevania other than whips are cool, but let's face it, Indiana Jones taught us that too. When I get old, it'll get all wrinkly, but I can understand why people... Siberian Ninja, there's a post that used to go around that says, when I hate when people look at my tattoos and say, what are you going to do with those when they get old? And the response is, I don't know. I'll probably just stand around with a bunch of other old tattooed dudes looking pretty badass. What are you going to do when you're 90 and you look just like every other old person? I'm like, all right, the last part was a bit harsh, but they're kind of true. I mean, I've seen elderly people with tattoos, and it's like, oh, it's kind of cool. I've never been to a Think Geek store that like GameStop. Well, GameStop, I believe, bought Think Geek. So, yeah, pretty much. Physically, there's only a few Think Geek stores. The Think Geek is a website. You go to the Think Geek website, and there's tons and tons of cool, fun stuff there. I got half of my T-shirts at one point were from there. I learned to say they're evil. The other reason is I can't stand needles. Yeah, the needle thing. I think the needle thing is more psychological because I don't like needles either. But I mean, first of all, they're not penetrating an inch into your body. You know, needles. Yeah, I think it's a partnership. Okay, yeah, I could have sworn GameStop bought out Think Geek or something. Oh yeah, you're in the UK. You have Game. I thought Game was in Spain. I didn't know that was in the UK also. But yeah, like when you think about needles, you think about needle. This is like needle. You know what I mean? Like it's not really the same thing. Like I alluded to earlier, believe it or not, and it's not the pain, it's the sensation. The sensation of getting a tattoo can actually be a little bit addictive, depending on where you get the tattoos. Because there are some places where it's just pain. Like here, where it's really sensitive, it's just pain. There's nothing else to it except pain. I have never heard a person that has a tattoo there say, oh, it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was. Every single person has said it is that bad. But when you get them on your arm and your leg and stuff like that, it releases endorphin. Yeah, it really does. Tattoo on the ribs, right here. Yeah, right around the side. Every single person I know that has one says, no, that it hurt like hell. It hurt like hell. So it's more like getting Yeah, it's more like getting repeatedly pinched. That's probably a better way to say it. I know for me, the outline, when you get the outline of the tattoo, that hurt more for me because it was a single needle. And then when you get when I got coloring, it's like it's almost like a little wide, like 3 needles. That actually hurt less. I thought that hurt less. The problem is that because it's coloring instead of outline, they have to do it more. No matter what your pain threshold is, usually it does start to wear on you after an hour or two. That's one of the reasons that people do large tattoos in sessions, because physically they get to a point where they can't take it. And don't drink. They always say no drinking, no medicine before, no blood thinners basically. Because it will make you, because there are people that, oh, get hammered, now go get a tattoo. A lot of respectable places won't do it if they can tell that you're drunk, because it's dangerous, because your blood is thinner and you bleed a lot more. I heard it once it starts, you go numb after a while. I didn't go numb, but it just sort of becomes natural. Like it's just like the thing that's happening. One of the things that I always did was I always had something to drink or eat there, and then I conversed with the guy, and I took or I had somebody else there to talk to, and I took my focus away from what was happening. Because, yeah, if you just sit there and think about it the entire time, it's going to hurt, but that's kind of true of anything. Donating double red blood cells was painful. Yeah, you have a needle deep in your arm for 30 minutes. Yeah, Rye, I've heard that bone marrow, that donating bone marrow was excruciating. But I don't think they need it. I don't need my blood anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna make more of it. I like giving blood. I like whenever I get the chance to give blood. I do like the opportunity to do so. I have O negative, so I have a very good blood type that can go to anybody. So I do like to do it from time to time. It kind of hurts, but I get cookies afterwards. So, and do they still? Let me ask you: do they still do like buying blood, and buying plasma and stuff? Is that still a thing that happens? Because if that's a thing, dude, I'm doing that. Going into bone is some of the worst pain the human body can undertake. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So what you're saying is Dracula could get a job as a tattoo expert and make people drink before getting. I heard cookies. See, Rocky Bear. Right. I love giving Rocky Bear's on my level. I love giving blood because I get cookies and orange juice at the end of it. Giving blood is shit. I don't know about blood type is over. I found out in high school. When I was in high school, our school had blood drives, and when I got my first blood drive, the first time I went and gave blood, I actually asked him, "Could you tell?" And I think he did a little test there or something, and he said yes, O negative. Either that or I got something in the mail for it. I might have gotten something in the mail for it. Person got hundreds of dollars from donating large. Yeah, see, oh my God, I would do that. I would put my blood and plasma into getting a new computer. I remember one time my big toe was messed up, and they had to put something in my toe to heal it, but in order to do that, they had to give me a shot right in the toe. They got to give you some Novocaine or something or whatever, some sort of local anesthetic. Blood type is red. I don't know. While I'm not the most overweight guy, I clearly am overweight. My blood type might be Ragu. I just don't know. Ragu negative. Every time my blood gets taken, they always catch it. They always can't catch my veins, no matter how much water I drink before. Yeah, I was always like getting blood out of me is like those old Texas oil derricks where it's the big tower and they would dig down and the first time you donate plasma, it'll take 3 hours. The next time will take 30 minutes. Of course, you have to have a high iron count. Oh, okay. O positive, so I have the second best blood. Yeah, Rye, I think it with O, negative can give to everybody and positive can only take positive. I think that was the way it worked with blood type. It was one or the other. I just remember them being super excited that I had O negative blood. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so the next time you get a tattoo, ask them what blood type you have. One time I needed to take a shot on the side. Okay. Oh, the talk of blood started to make me feel kind of screaming. Well, don't worry, Rox. We're almost done with the blood and tattoo and needle talk. Because we are about to we're gonna take a break here. I think we're gonna do that. How about Castlevania 64? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will do some more game cleaning, and we will get into some viewer topics. So when we come back, if you've got some viewer topics, O positive and O negative blood are most common in black people. Well, I'm Puerto Rican, which is part African, so that might be where that comes from. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will do some game cleaning, and we will talk some viewer topics, have some viewer topics ready when we come back from the break, if you would like. We will probably talk a little bit about, you guys can tell me a little bit about the Mega Man demo, the Mega Man 11 demo, and we'll see what's... hold on a second. Yeah. So give us a few minutes. Let me switch everything up, and we will be right back.